pirates live their entire life being who they are? Where did they freaking come from? The Mediterranean Sea. And they're part of the Caribbean as well, as what I've heard. Pirates rarely buried treasure. Their careers didn't last a long time, probably because they died. They had rules and regulations. What's the rules and regulations? If you ever watch pirate movies, do you think that the pirate was easy, no rules other than to attack the the rich Spanish, the rich Spanish people, drink rum and swing around? In reality, most pirate crews had a code that all members were required to acknowledge or sign. These rules include punishments for lying, stealing, and fighting on board. I mean, that makes sense. You gotta have like a crew, and then these people travel on the world with you. They didn't walk the plank. That's another myth. A good pirate ship had good officers. Pirates didn't limit themselves to the Caribbean. Okay, that makes sense. The Caribbean was a great place for pirates. There was little to no law. There were plenty of uninhabited islands for hideouts, and many merchant vessels passed through. But pirates of the Golden Age did not only work there, many crossed the ocean and staged raids off the west coast of Africa, including the legendary Black Bart Robbins. Okay? Others sailed as far as the Indian Ocean to work in the ship lanes of southern Asia. It was the Indian Ocean. Guys, where's the Indian Ocean? My geography is not good. Okay, the Indian Ocean. Right under India. Who would have known? Who would have known that it was right under India? There were women pirates. Yo, shout out to my woman pirates, bro. Shout out. R.I.P. Extremely rare, but women did occasionally strap on a cutlass and a pistol to take the seas. The most famous examples were Annie, Bonnie, and Mary Read, who sailed with Calico Jack. Ooh, in 1719. How do people know this history? What if it's just stories? Bonnie and the male counterparts, okay, they were both pregnant, thus avoided being hanged along with the others. When Rackman and his crew were captured, Bonnie and Red announced they were both pregnant and thus avoided being hanged. What if they just lied saying they're pregnant and they were not pregnant? Piracy was better than alternatives. Were pirates desperate men who could not find honest work? That's what we were talking about, guys. Like pirates, like it's hard out here, you know. Not always. Most pirates chose a life, and whenever a pirate stopped a merchant ship, it was not uncommon for a handful of merchant crewmen to join the pirates. It was because it was quote unquote honest work at sea, considered either merchant or military service. Pirates were underpaid, routinely cheated of their wages, beaten at the slightest provisions. They came from all social classes. Oh, not all the Gold Age pirates were uneducated thugs who took up piracy because they lacked a better way of living. Some of them came in higher social classes as well. William Kidd, Captain Kidd, was decorated sailor and wealthy man. He set out for sail in 1696 in pirate hunting mission. He turned a pirate shortly after. Another is Major Bonnet, who was a wealthy plantation owner in the Barbados before he outfitted a ship and became a pirate in 1717. Some say he did it to get away from his nagging wife. Yo, he was so bored. He's like, I just gotta go. I just gotta get out of here. Let's say Captain Henry Morgan. Has to come from something, right? When we say Captain Morgan, right? Let's learn some history. Shall we? Learn some history before we get out of here. This beautiful, beautiful story. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, he lived a very short life. 1635, 1688. Can someone do the math? I'm doing the math. Take out my calculator. Take out my calculator. Guys, remember when people at school, teachers at school would say, you would never have a pocket. You would never have a calculator in your pocket. And look, he was 53 years old. Yo, that's a pretty good age to pass away.
Let's dive into the thrilling tale of Captain Henry Morgan. Born in 1635, he became one of the most notorious privateers. Morgan's exploits were legendary, raiding Spanish settlements and ships. His most famous raid was on Panama City, a treasure trove of riches. After his exploits, tales of his hidden treasures spread like wildfire. He buried gold and jewels in Dvigrad, Croatia. Modern treasure hunters still search for Morgan's elusive riches. Many believe the treasure is cursed, adding to the mystique.
In the heart of the 17th century Caribbean, pirate lore is deeply intertwined with that of Captain Henry Morgan, a privateer turned notorious pirate. Despite his appointments by the English crown, Morgan's legacy is shadowed by tales of an immense treasure he reportedly amassed during his raids on Spanish settlements. After his death, speculation swirled around the whereabouts of his booty, rumored to be
She said booty. She said booty. Where is the rum in this? Captain Morgan rum. Where did it come from? Right. I want to know where it came from first. Jamaica. Aruba. Jamaica. Ooh, I want to take it. Captain Morgan is a brand of flavored rums produced by British alcohol. Okay, great. Captain Morgan rum is named after the 17th century Welsh privateer of the Caribbean, Sir Henry Morgan. Okay, tell me about Henry Morgan, bro. Okay, his godsons. Okay, who cares? How did the freaking rum come to be? Why is there a rum named after this man? Why is there a rum after him? Like, I want to know where the hell, like, where in all of that had anything to do with rum? Okay, Henry Morgan, a sailor from Wales, is closely linked to piracy and the reason why a popular brand of rum is named after him. During his raids and swashbuckling adventures, what the hell does swashbuckling mean? What does that mean? Engaging in daring and romantic adventures with bravo or flamboyance. What the frick? Is he gay? What does that mean? Behaving in a brave and exciting way. Swashbuckling refers to behaving in a brave and exciting way, especially like a fighter in the past. It's often used to describe a hero or a pirate. The term can also use as a verb, meaning to act as a swashbuckler, as a movie or play. So if I save the world, or I do something that is amazing and so brave and flamboyant, I could say I'm swashbucklings. Famous pirates. Okay, guys, the only one I know, or the only one I remember, is Captain Kidd, Captain William Kidd, and the other one that I remember is Captain Henry Morgan. Okay? That's it. That's all I remember. We got Blackbeard. Oh, of course, Blackbeard. Blackbeard. Blackbeard, true name Edward Teach or Tatch, was legendary and fierce pirate during the golden age of piracy. He was born in the late 17th century in England and began his career as a sailor aboard merchant ships before turning into piracy because he said, you know what, I'm tired of being a sailor man and I want to live my own life and I want to get that booty and I want to get that money. So you know what? I'm going to be a pirate. And look at him. And he probably had a black beard. And if they didn't have a black beard, that would make no sense. Blackbeard was well known for his terrifying visage, which he cultivated in order to terrorize his opponents. He sported a thick black beard that he braided and knotted with ribbons. That's cute. Oh my god. He's cute. What's the next one? Annie. Oh, is this the girl? This is the girl that she said that she was pregnant and she lived and she didn't die when they were captured? Bet. Let's go. Annie Boney was an Irish pirate who lived in the Caribbean in the early 1800s. She was born She was born in 1697 in County Cork, Ireland, the daughter of a wealthy plantation owner who had relocated to the Caribbean. So she was bored out of her mind. And she said, you know what? I'm going to be a pirate. I'm going to be like these men. And I'm not going to care because I'm a woman. Let's see. After meeting and falling in love with another pirate, never mind. That's not what happened. She just fell in love with a man. Annie Bonny can gladly step on me. She can gladly step on everybody. Annie Bonny became a pirate. Oh, wait. Go back. She fell in love with a pirate. Calico Jack. Annie Bonny became a pirate. John Rackham. She became a man. She decided to hide her identity as a woman. She joined his squad and rapidly earned a reputation as a fearless fighter who would take anyone who dared cross her. She is well known for disguising as a man and battling with men. Dude, she's Mulan. I'll make a man out of you. I'll be a man. Because it got the Tossing River. It got the straight of a great typhoon. That's her, dude. That's her. In 1720, British naval forces caught Annie Boney and Calico Jack. Oh my god. And sentenced them to death, dun, 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 for piracy. Annie Boney's execution, however, was postponed since she was pregnant. Oh my god, they're like, yo, hold up, wait, you gotta give birth. You gotta give birth first until we kill you. It's unclear what happened to her after that. She escaped. Probably. While some reports indicate she was released or fled from prison. Annie Boney's narrative have been on topic for numerous books, films, and television shows, and she is recognized as one of history's most famous and fearsome female pirates. Her life has inspired numerous women to defy traditional norms and forge their own path, and her legacy is still being acknowledged today. Yo, that's awesome. Oh, we got Calico Jack. Okay, is this Captain Jack? Is this Captain Jack Sparrow? Was born John Rackham, English pirate who operated in the West Indies in the 18th century. He was noted for his brightly colored calico cloak and extravagant and colorful attire. Why were they so colorful for? Like, what the hell? Calico Jack was not a particularly successful pirate, but he rose to prominence as soon as his friendship with the two of the most notorious pirates of the time, Annie, and Mary Reed. Oh, two girls, yo. Dude, he probably had the best time of his life. He had two girls, probably. Two women dressed themselves as men and joined Calico's Jack Company. They were famed for their bravery and fighting abilities and swiftly rose to the ranks of Calico's Jack's most trusted lieutenants. Dude, that must have been so cool back then. Bro, after struggle on the coast of Jamaica, British naval forces eventually captured Calico Jack and his men in 1720. He and his other members and his crew tried and sentenced to death for piracy. Annie and Mary Reed were both apprehended and sentenced to death by hanging, but their executions were delayed because they were both pregnant. By Jack? By Jack? Yo, that's smart. That's smart. Calico Jack's legacy lives on thanks to part of his friendship with friendship. Friendship. I don't know, man. Thanks to part of his friendship with Annie and Mary, he'll be remembered as a colorful and captivating man who lived life on his own terms, even eventually led to his demise. Dude, Captain Kidd. Okay, remember Captain Kidd? Okay. Captain Kidd, true name William Kidd, was a Scottish pirate hired by English government to combat piracy in the Indian Ocean. Guys, where's the Indian Ocean? Right under India. Where's India? Guys, chat, where's India? We gotta remember a geography. Okay. Kidd, on the other hand, quickly turned to piracy, assaulting a number of ships and amassing a significant sum in spoils. Dun, dun, dun. Kidd rose to prominence as well-known pirates at the time. His name became synonymous with piracy itself. He ran out of luck in 1699 when he was arrested by British naval forces and hauled back to London to face pirate and murder charges. So, he was a Scottish pirate hired by the English government to combat piracy in the Indian Ocean. Look, man, our government's been doing shady stuff. Of course they do. Kidd's trial was a media phenomenon, and he was found guilty and sentenced to death by hanging. Even though the government hired him. He still died. Where was the protection? His execution was made public. His body was hung in a gibbet. What the hell is a gibbet? Over the Thames River, and warning others would-be pirates. Oh my god, that is barbaric. Que barbaridad. Look at that. A gibbet. Gibbeting. The use of gallows type structure, which is dead, dying bodies of criminals were hung on public display. What does it look like? Oh my goodness. Dude, that is insane. We are insane as people. Can you imagine, like, in your city, like, the government is like, this man is a horrible man. We're going to execute him in front of everybody, and we're going to have his dying body displayed for everyone to see. That is traumatic. That is traumatic. Okay, so his His execution was made public, and his body was hung in a gibbet over the Thames River. Where the hell is the Thames River? England. While Kidd's reputation as vicious pirate has lasted, some historians think the English government wrongly targeted him as part of a broader political strategy. Some claimed Kidd was not particularly effective pirate, and his reputation as a mirthless killer was enhanced from the government's objectives. Despite the truth behind Kidd's story, his fame lives on as he remains one of the most famous pirates. Wow, that freaking sucks. Henry Morgan. During the late 17th century, Henry Morgan was a Welsh pirate who operated the Caribbean. He was born in Wales in 1635 and started as a sailor before turning into piracy. He said, I'm tired of this. Morgan briefly rose to prominence. Am I saying that word right? As one of the most successful pirates of his time, and he noted for his strategic acumen and ability to outwit his adversaries. He was very effective in assaulting Spanish ships and villages, and great sum of booties. He had a good sum of booty. Where did he store the booty is what we need to know. The sacking of Panama City by Morgan in 1671 was most famous raid. He commanded a company of 1,400 pirates during an attack on the city, at the time one of the wealthiest in the New World. Wow, he's that guy. Morgan and his men made off a fortune in gold and silver. Dude, that's crazy. Bro, back in the day, people would do this. Oh my lord. Despite his prowess as a pirate, Morgan is finally apprehended by the British officials hauled back to England to face piracy charges. He was able to win a pardon from the monarch. However, thanks to his connections and power, he spent the remainder of his life as a wealthy and respected planter in Jamaica. Also, Pirates of the Caribbean, I still don't understand it. Piracy in the Caribbean was part of a larger historical phenomenon on piracy. It was existed close to the major trade and exploration routes in almost all 5 oceans. Dude, that's so scary. Like, just imagine like being out at sea for days and then not knowing it was gonna sink. Pirate seaports such as Port Royal in Jamaica, Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I wanna take it. Bermuda, Bahama, come on, pretty mama. Key Largo, Montego, Cubby, wanna we go? I wanna take you to Cohoe. Okay, so we got Jamaica. We got Tortuga in Haiti. Nassau in the Bahamas. I didn't know Bahamas had piracy histories. Okay, could contribute to a flourishing piracy in the Caribbean. Piracy still exists in certain parts of the world, including the Caribbean, due to factors such as political instability, economic hardships, and weak law enforcement. Pirates often target commercial vessels in areas with busy shipping lanes and ransom or theft. So we have modern day pirates. We have modern day pirates. Piracy in the 21st century. Piracy in the 21st century has taken place in a number of waters around the globe, including not limited to the Gulf of Guinea. I love that word, Guineas. Gulf of Aden, Arabian Sea, Strait of Malaccas, Sulu, and Seabes Seas. Indian Ocean. That's a lot of freaking oceans. So what do they do all day? Images of modern day pirates. Look at these images. Oh my god. Is that a real picture? That looks like AI. That looks like AI too. Why does this all look like AI to me? Oh my god, but it's so scary. Pirates look scary. You know what's better though? Pirates from back in the day. Pirates now look scary. I will take pirates from back in the day than pirates now because they have guns and guns are scary. A cannon is less scarier. What is this? Can you imagine on a cruise ship? You're on a cruise ship and then a pirate just pulls up to you like this in the tiny boat like that. What are they gonna steal? What are they gonna steal? Pirates. Pirates. I want to know pirates on cruises. You know, I don't hear pirate attacks happen so often, and I feel like pirate attacks back in the day were like 10 times better. Be a pirate like Luffy. Yes! We got anime pirates. 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 Oh, whoa! Whoa! What is this ad that I just got, yo? A new boop-tastic game is here? What? All rise for the gentleman's Harlem RPG new to what the hell does that say? TT leadings? I can't read, yo. Browsing game. Don't look away. Should I click it? No, don't click it. That's why do I get these things, dude? Oh my god.
Delve into the world of anime pirates, where adventure and camaraderie rule the seas. At the helm is Monkey D, Luffy
Monkey D.
from One Piece, who captivates audiences with his unyielding spirit and quest for the legendary treasure One Piece. These anime pirates are not just swashbucklers, but characters driven by ideals of freedom and friendship. Their tales often reflect themes of resilience, ambition, and the enduring spirit of
I gotta love anime for that, right?
This anime is about a pirate princess, an exciting original story full of adventure in a fantasy historical world, following the separation of Fena and her childhood friend Yukimaru in a tragic shipwreck, which also took the life of her father, stranded and trapped in an island to be sold to men, until she escapes and finds out her father's secret. Her sudden reunion with Yukimaru and building a crew to set out on an adventure to find that secret, and music by Yuki Kajiura, and Japanese voice actors like Seto Asami and Aoi Yuki. My only complaint is that the ending could be better. It's called Fena, Pirate Princess.
Where is it? I wanna buy. I wanna watch it. I wanna watch it. I wanna watch it. Where did I watch it? Crunchyroll. Anywhere else? Can I watch it anywhere else? No, Crunchyroll. Is there like a free like subscription that I can get from Crunchyroll, man? Because oh my lord, that was pretty cool though. Let me see comments. And the ending could be better killed it for me. Imagine time skip where she goes, okay, wait, let's not read it so we can ruin it. So basically Cinderella meets One Piece. Yo, guys, I've never watched One Piece, and I know that's like really bad, but like I just haven't. And I know One Piece is about pirates, so that's like amazing as well. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess we gotta watch it. It's so freaking long, and I just can't watch it. And I know people are like, but just freaking watch it. Don't complain about it. I can't. It's too much of a commitment for me, and it drives me insane, and it makes me like scared of how much commitment it is. So I'd rather just not watch it. I'd rather just not watch it. And I don't like old animation. And I know people might be like, well, just deal with it, but I can't. I can't deal with it. I could probably watch it from like where it's at now, but then people are gonna be like, you don't know what's going on. I'm like, well, you know what, whatever, like YOLO, like who cares?